James Gunn, can you do something for me? Let's watch what he has to say. This is the DC slate. The announcement's a 6-minute video here, and I don't have much expectations. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Do that. Show that you're competent, and this is how your business is going to continue, and I'm happy. I fully expect him. No, I fully expect a complete reboot. Whether or not he says those words, I don't know. But some of you guys live in denial, and you believe that, oh well, this show still has a chance. Well, there's a little bit of hope that he never said anything about this character. It's all getting reset. So I think all that's gonna happen, and then after those three characters, if he does this, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. If a superhero with a dark skin tone, like who looks like he's not a white guy or female, gets a film, boom. I don't know if he's doing 4 films. He might come out here with 10 films, 3 streaming services, and animated shows and video games. There may be. Look, my thumbnail for this video is either he's on here, or maybe I hit you with one of these. Or maybe I like this. I think that you already know the answer to this. Like, I've already shot the thumbnail. You already know which one I went with. Probably this one. I hope it's that one. James, Peter, floor is on you.
Hey, everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time.
Okay,
it's
yes.
One of our jobs,
Yes.
mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent,
Good
played by
answer.
the same actors, and it works within one story.
Yes!
And if something is outside of that,
What?
like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DCU continuity.
Sure,
now,
yes.
Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year.
4?
First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
The old
Shazam
stuff,
has always
okay.
been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash,
Oh, shut
a
up.
fantastic movie
Wait,
I
wait.
really love. That resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous
Flash
part of the
resets?
DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now.
Hold on, I'm kinda
So,
confused.
Peter and I, along with a
Flash
group of very
resets.
talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming.
So I'm kind of confused because he said Flash resets everything, which leads us to Blue Beetle, which leads us to Aquaman. But how could it lead you to Blue Beetle if Flash resets everything? I wish, because he said DCU for all of those. He refers to all of their films as DCU. Kind of confused. I would say that what you do now, starting like after Aquaman is done as the last film from that old era, that the new thing now is called DC Universe. The DC Cinematic Universe. Or the Justiceverse. I'm kind of confused. He may make everything clear right now, though. Go.
This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now,
Stop. The first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. So instead of calling them phases or calling them sagas, they're using lingo that's different from Marvel. Good job. But if it's the first chapter, that loosely, indirectly, finalizes that this is a beginning point, and we didn't begin with Shazam 2, with Black Adam, Aquaman, Blue Beetle. None of that is relevant. This is chapter 1. 1 is a start. That's enough for me to go. The old DC EU, the Snyderverse, all that prior doesn't count anymore because it's chapter 1. I'll try not to stop it as much. Let's continue.
This, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter.
Okay.
The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature
Huh?
Commandos is an animated series.
Okay,
I've written
animated.
all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC
Okay.
is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them. in live
Okay,
action.
okay. I'm
The
into
next
it.
project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis.
Live action TV.
Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker. And this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol.
So
It is
Viola
a
Davis
fantastic story
back.
that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it.
They're keeping some actors.
Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters
when?
July 11th, 2025.
Oh,
the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective, with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it,
so when I talk about he's not done. Wait.
They discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU.
When I hear the Lanterns, I know that John Stewart has this obstacle. Obviously, the guy on the very left side of the screen. That's the main primary Green Lantern, and I hate that he's going to be sharing it with Hal. And I hate that that's the black representation that is because James Gunn, the white man who he is, and this seems to be routine with, they go, oh, well, we're doing something black. That's enough. Like if they were going to burn a spot on somebody black, I wish it was somebody primary in their own franchise and not the secondary Green Lantern. The guy who they didn't use for Ryan Reynolds, the guy who Warner Brothers didn't use for that animated series called Green Lantern, from like 2009. The John Stewart wasn't used for the Justice League animated movie. Remember when they did like a New 52 Justice League War and all the that wasn't John Stewart. This black character named John Stewart is not my champion. I will never cheer for this guy and want for this guy. I'll want for Vixen. I'll want for every other black superhero that DC has, except for this guy, because he comes with an ingrained battle to like fight within his own franchise to be represented. Even like now where we're getting him, he's got to share this with Hal Jordan. This is like oh my God. So I have so many things against him. There's a video about it saying that he's not our champion. Okay. Let's continue to more of your shows, sir. At least this is only TV live action, at least.
For a terrifying mystery is into our larger story of the DCU.
Go.
Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros.
So will Diana be in it?
With all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO.
He's not giving dates anymore.
One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about. A very dark horror story on the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And
Wow.
although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories.
What? It's
Anyway,
outside
those
of
are
the
the stories that I
DCU.
can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once in a lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all
Is
of these movies and TV series is
is
that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that
all right.
matters to us. And I want to be true to those.
I'm sure the white supremacists who hate diversity love hearing that one. Because it's about the merit of the characters and the stories and it's gonna serve. That's why he said that so hard. He wants that Republican money, which is a lot of money. I don't knock it. It's actually a good business strategy. There's no black movie. There's no Wonder Woman movie either. I would have expected that.
The stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you because it's really exciting for me. And I can't wait to start to dive into these stories with you guys on this grand adventure. Thank you so much.
Could be better, but it's a Superman movie. It's a Batman movie that we're getting. No, the Green Lantern TV thing is annoying. Maybe he just didn't give dates. There's a lot that he's doing, and if he does all of these things that he announced within the span of 2 years, I'm kind of okay with it. A lot of these, like the Wildstorms, that pick of all, the Authority is the name of the TV show or the film. That's a wild one. Huh. Huh. My reaction to this is not that I'm happy. I should be happy. In July of 2025, a Superman film will be there. It'll start everything off. Good news. Batman Brave and the Bold, cool. So we got the two biggest superheroes. You did the right thing. I would like to have Wonder Woman. They're doing Supergirl film. So I know to them they don't understand representation, they understand attendance. So look, we're satisfying the female quota. And give me some Wonder Woman, bro. Anyways, Chapter 1 is not over. Chapter 1 does have more things to be announced. He announced enough. I understand why he stopped there. There's more to know about. Maybe at Comic-Con, he'll have like one more thing in his back pocket to announce. But I do like how tight-lipped everything has been. A lot of these are surprises to me. So good on James Gunn for the secrecy. The recognition of there needs to be a main universe and then there's some Elseworld stuff is good too. But because he didn't give me a Brave and the Bold date, I'm just curious of when that happens. But let's pretend everything he said is going to happen in sequence of the way he said it. Batman is not coming in 2025, probably 26. Maybe Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson, maybe they're the Batman film that they're working on. Maybe that comes next year if they film it in 23. Regardless, this is good news. I'm going to be on SSJK.Sanctum's live stream talking about it. Here's the link right next to my face. Check it out. Click on that because we're going to be breaking a lot of this down, slowing down, and giving it even more thoughts. This was just my reaction.